Yo, what is good, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video, and I am finally back with another Michael Jackson video. I know a lot of people have been waiting for this, and yeah, and in this video, I'm going to be scoring some of Michael Jackson's best performances. I'm not going to say that I have every performance on this list, but I am going to be scoring the ones I do have here. I have 20 performances on my list right here. This is a little bit different from the other ranking videos I did, but I gotta spice it up, you know what I mean? Hope y'all enjoy this. This is a little bit different because also it's very hard to rank performances. I'm just gonna do it on a score, basically a score from S to F, like a tier list rank. So if you guys want to help support the channel, then please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Hopefully I can do that. Do I have anything else to say? Oh yeah, and follow the Instagram too. I'm trying to get the Instagram popping, so follow that, please. So yeah, let's get into this. The first one I have on my list is Bad Tour First Leg. So obviously Bad Tour had two different legs, basically two different set lists. The first one was basically the set list from the Victory Tour. It also had a few bad songs, I Just Can't Stop Loving You. In that performance, it is great. The energy, the live singing are fantastic on those performances, especially the Shake Your Body Down to the Ground breakdown is crazy. And the performance is high energy and it's great. So I'm going to be giving that one a cool A tier ranking. I don't think it's the best of the best. The singing is great, the dancing is phenomenal, everything is great, but I do not think it's the best of the best, the top tier of the ones that I like. If I'm going back to watch it, basically what I'm ranking this is when I go back to watch a Michael Jackson concert or performance, which ones am I going to go to first? So this one is definitely on the second tier of performances that I will go back to watch. So the next one I have on my list is Bad Tour, the second leg. The second leg, the most popular one is the Wembley concert that almost all Michael Jackson fans have. The DVD of the Wembley concert. It is phenomenal. I think it's the best concert of Michael Jackson, like the best concert from a tour that I've watched. The live singing, the dancing is phenomenal. The set list is incredible. Has songs from the Jackson 5, has some Jackson songs like This Place Hotel. From the beginning to end, it's just straight energy. I even like the slower ballad performances like Human Nature, Rock With You. The Billie Jean performance is great. He performs Man in the Mirror in the second leg. He performs Smooth Criminal in the second leg. He performs Dirty Diana. He also performs Another Part of Me, which I'm surprised, like, in the first leg, why was he not performing any songs from the new album? You know, we want to promote the new album. I guess he did it. But the second leg is easily going to get an S tier ranking, probably even the top of the S tier ranking, but I'll say I don't have a tier list here. But it is definitely the main concert I usually go back to and watch. Just the energy, the set list, incredible. Also, Working Day and Night, another one, Beat It, Billie Jean, obviously the main songs. The Thriller performance is great with the light up jacket, and he switches jackets in between. Great, I love that concert. It's definitely my favorite Michael Jackson concert that I've ever watched. Alright, so the next one I have on my list is the Dangerous Tour. So the Dangerous Tour concerts, I don't think there was a first leg or a second leg. I can't really remember because I know that there was some stuff going on with him during that would have been the second leg, but obviously it never happened. So I'm just going off of basically like the Bucharest concert, which is like I think the most popular Michael Jackson concert ever. It like literally the intro of him standing still is like the most popular part from that concert. It's in like almost so many compilations on Instagram and stuff like that. But the energy is great on that concert as well. The set list is good as well. It has a lot of the Dangerous songs, Black or White, Jam in the beginning. The set list is incredible, and the live singing is great as well. So I'm easily gonna put it at S tier as well. Definitely a performance I watched a lot, and the performance in the Dangerous Tour is really great, and it's quintessential Michael Jackson. Like that's where he was nearly at the peak of his powers was during the Dangerous Tour. So the next one I have on my list is the History Tour. And this is a very controversial tour to a lot of MJ fans because he was lip singing a lot in that tour. And it also has the most best quality Michael Jackson concert we've ever had because the estate don't want to release the 4K Bad Tour footage, which is actually a real thing. I don't know why they haven't done it yet. I digress on that. But the History Tour, I enjoy it a lot because I like the quality of it, and I also like the history songs a lot. Like They Don't Care About Us, Scream, Stranger in Moscow, History. Also in some other performances, he performed Off the Wall medley and Come Together and DS, great songs as well. But on the tier list ranking, I'm gonna give it a cool I'll give it a B tier. Still a pretty good performance. The dancing is pretty good. I might even move it up to A. You know, screw it. I'm moving up to A. Screw what I was saying before. I'm moving it up to A. Because even though I was talking about the quality or whatever, and I'm thinking about the Munich concert, I got to think about all the other concerts that I've seen that were in the history tour, and they're phenomenal. So I'm going to easily put it in the A tier, not in the S tier though, but I'm going to put it in that A category. Next one is actually performance, and the next performance I have is the MTV 1995 performance. I think my favorite performance of Michael Jackson, the medley is great. I like, even though Slash was doing some crazy stuff on there trying to outshine, or I don't know what bro was doing, but the Billie Jean was phenomenal. His best moonwalk to date, in my opinion, I would say is his best moonwalk that he's ever done. The breakdown is great. I love the how he had the bass line in with the drums, because usually in the performances he just has straight drums, no bass line during the breakdown on Billie Jean. So I really like that a lot. Come on, man. Use English. And I also like the Dangerous performance. I used to know the Dangerous performance like down to every one, but I completely forgot it. And also like the You're Not Alone, not as much obviously because it's just him lip syncing the song, but it's still a good performance. And I like when he points at Lisa Marie after they haven't seen each other in months. That is crazy pettiness, but as a performance, I'm giving it an easy S tier. Easy S tier. The medley is great. The Billie Jean, it's his best moonwalk. If it's his best moonwalk, it's easily gonna go in S tier regardless. It don't matter what the hell anybody says on the performance. So the next performance I have on here, the next tour, is the Victory Tour, and that one is cool. It could honestly be called the quote-unquote Thriller Tour, because the Michael Jackson mania of Thriller was just going wild during this time. So it obviously had him performing Billie Jean, had him perform Beat It. He didn't do the Beat It dance though, which is crazy. He didn't even perform Thriller, which is insane as well, because the performance that I'm mainly talking about, which is the Toronto performance, Thriller was definitely out by then. It was definitely a big song by then, and he still didn't perform it, which is crazy. But I do love this one. It has a lot of high energy, because it's Jackson's. A lot of high energy songs, a lot of energy tracks, and it also has a lot of the Michael Jackson solo songs in there too, sprinkled in there. But I do like this concert a lot. I'll put this at an A tier, because I think that Michael Jackson was phenomenal during this time with his live singing, live dancing. The performances are very high energy and crazy. But one thing I do remember from this tour is that Marlon would always be wearing almost nearly the exact same thing Michael Jackson did. I'm not hating, I'm just pointing it out. It's low-key kind of crazy. I mean, obviously the brothers, they're gonna wear the same stuff low-key, but it's kind of crazy. If I'm Michael Jackson, I'll be like, bro, put something else on, bro. Like, you do not need to wear the exact same thing as me, bro. It looking kind of crazy, but we move. The next tour I have on here is the Destiny Tour. So the Destiny Tour obviously was the tour after the Destiny album, which is my favorite Jackson's album. Has so many good songs and that, great hits. And the performance, I did watch it before. I only watched it a few times. It's great. It's great. The dancing and singing obviously is phenomenal on that. But as me going back to it, I would easily have to put it at a B tier, because I don't know, I just don't going back to it as much, because it has straight up just Jackson songs, but that's not bad. But as me going back to the concert and me critiquing it, I'll give it a B tier. I'll put it in that tier right there. But it's still a great performance. But as me going back to it, I don't go back to it as much as the Bad Tour, the First Leg, or the History Tour, or the Victory Tour. I don't go back to it as much as those, but it's still a great concert to go watch if you're a Michael Jackson fan. So the next one I have on here is the Triumph Tour, and the Triumph Tour, which is on the Triumph album, which is my second favorite Jackson's album. It's either that one or Destiny. They kind of go back and forth to me. So many hits on those albums, but the Triumph Tour, honestly, I would rank it high if there was actually good footage. If you see the footage that they have on this, other than documentary footage, the footage just looked like it was recorded on a potato. It was recorded on a Nokia. It was recorded on a 3DS. It was recorded on a Game Boy Color. It is recorded on terrible quality. You can't even barely even see what is happening. That's how bad the quality is. But so as a performance I go back to, it would be in an F tier. But I have to be a little lenient. I can't be that rude to it, because the good quality footage I've seen is good. I'll put it at a B tier, because the performance I see that's good quality is a good quality performance, but the quality we got mostly is stinky. It's terrible. I'll put it at B tier, but it could definitely go lower if I was factoring in the quality of footage that we had. The next performance I have on here is the Super Bowl performance 1993. This performance very iconic. A lot of people think it's the best halftime show ever in Super Bowl history. I would say it's the one I watched the most, but I'm not well versed. I'm not too familiar with the game to really try to do that. I know that Prince has a phenomenal one. The few of the ones I watched recently were really good as well. So I'm not gonna straight up say it, but the one I watched the most is the Michael Jackson one, and it is great. Even though he barely plays any hit song, like he could have went banger for banger for banger, like how they do nowadays with the performances where they just go off 15 songs of their classic hits and go crazy. But this performance is still good. I'm gonna put it at a B tier rating because it is good. It has Jam, Billie Jean, Moonwalk, and Black or White, and it has the Heal the World message at the end. But he could have done so much better on that performance with the set list choice, in my opinion. Obviously, you want to promote your album, but still, there's a lot of tracks you could have put in there. You could have put Beat It. You could put Filler. You could have put Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. You could put Rock With You. You could have put even more songs off of Dangerous. Like you could have put Remember the Time, something. Like you could have did a medley, but obviously I get it. But I'll put it at a B tier of this performances thing. The performance is great, but he could have done better with the set list choice, and that's why I have it at B. The next one I got on the list is 30th Anniversary, which I have a very controversial, I don't know if this is a controversial take, but for me personally, I really don't like the 30th Anniversary performance, because you can see he looks out of it. Like he looks out of it during that performance. He doesn't look engaged in the performance as much as he would. And I know a lot of people like be oblivious to it, but you can kind of see like he ain't at his best peak form during that performance. Lip syncing basically most of the time, other than the Jackson 5 stuff, which is cool. He's going back with the Jacksons and playing all the classic hits, even playing songs that he really didn't play in the in tours and stuff. But as the performance, like I rarely go back to this one because you can see like he's just not at his peak. He's not at his best looking performance, but it's still decent enough. I'll put it at a cool C tier rating, but he definitely wasn't at the best. He wasn't at his peak performance. The Billie Jean, I heard a lot of stuff about the performance where like it was kind of edited up and chopped up with multiple different performances in one to make it seem like it was a full performance. Like that kind of ruins the aura of the performance. So even though it's cool and all coming back with his brothers and stuff like that and performing, but I gotta give it a C tier. Rarely go back to his performance, but it's still decent enough. If I watch it, I'll have a good time. So the next performance I have on my list is the Grammys performance from 1988, where he performed The Way He Made Me Feel, and he performed Man in the Mirror. This is my favorite Man in the Mirror performance ever. The runs at the end, the gospel choir in the background, like the spin moves, like bro was really fully into that performance. I loved it. The way it made me feel, the slow intro too was amazing as well. So for this performance, I'm gonna easily give it into the S tier category of his performances. One of the best performances that he's ever done. Fantastic, and I'm still surprised he did not win a Grammy for Bad at all. Not one, even though it is his best album in my opinion. I'm surprised he did not win no Grammys for Bad, which is insane. But he put all that energy from him losing that into his craft in that performance, and it obviously shows because that is one of his best performances. The next performance I have on my list is the MTV performance from 1991. So this is the 10th year anniversary performance. They performed Black or White and Will You Be There, and this performance is pretty good. I like it, but it's not really one I go back to a lot, but it's still a pretty decent performance when I watch it. So there's nothing really crazy to talk about it. It's like the Will You Be There is good, and the Black or White obviously is good as well. But I will give it a B tier rating because I can go back to this one and enjoy it a lot. And yeah, let's move on to the next one. The next two performances I have on the list are actually two of the same song. It's the Dangerous performances. The first one is the one he did in 1993, I think at the AMAs. And then the second one is at the American Bandstand in 2002 or 2001. It's one of those, but the first one, the one in 1993 is great. I love it because it has more of the song incorporated into it. Instead of like the little breaks in it, like what he started doing after 1995. I like this one a lot. I will put this one into the A tier. I enjoy this performance a lot because Dangerous is a really, really great song, and the performance kind of encapsulates the whole song together. And this is probably the best Nah, this is the second best version, because I like the 1995 version better than this one. And yeah, it's great. It's a great performance. But going on to the one in 2002, I think it is. I think it's 2002. This one, it's okay. It is an okay performance. Obviously, it's the same dangerous performance, same everything, but it just didn't hit. It just doesn't hit as good as the other ones. Even though I like the red T-shirt or whatever, I like the drip on it, but as a performance, I gotta probably give it a C tier rating, because it's the same thing, but it just doesn't hit as good as the other one. The intro was cool. It's a little bit different. It has the girl on the little pole and stuff like that. But other than that, it's decent. But like it ain't nothing crazy. It ain't one of the best performances. And there was some mistakes in there too. He forgot the dance in the end, and also like his mic was turned on or whatever, like in the middle of it, like randomly. I don't know about that, but other than that, it's a decent performance. It's definitely better than any performances that be out today, but it's still on the low tier of the ones that I have on this list. The next one I have on here is the Rock With You performance in 1980. This performance is basically just him singing the song or lip syncing the song and dancing to it. It's cool, but as a performance, I'll probably have to put it at the C tier as well. It ain't nothing crazy. The lip sync, there's no live vocals or nothing. It's just straight him just lip syncing the song. And for it, it's a good performance, good, decent dancing as well, great dancing. But as a performance that I go back to watch, I'm not really going back to watch that one. So I gotta put it at the C tier rating. But compared to anything else, it would probably be a top tier performance. The second to last one I have on my list is the Royal Brunei concert, or basically, I think it's just the Dangerous tour, but he performed it in front of like the royal family or whatever, something like that. And this performance is good. It's basically just the Dangerous tour, but in history era, like his history era look, but with the Dangerous tour set list and all that stuff. And I know he performed Earth Song at the end, and that is great. Earth Song is one of my favorite songs. I love it. But as a performance I go back to, I don't really go back to this one as much, but it's still good though. It's still a good performance. I'll give this one a B tier ranking, not a one I go to a lot, but it's still a pretty decent performance that I can get behind or when I watch it. And it's pretty cool to see the, like, he's in between the Dangerous and history era, low key. And the last performance I have on this list is the iconic, the legendary Motown 25 performance of the Jackson medley and then Billie Jean at the end. I think everyone is gonna know where this goes. This is easily going in the S tier of performances. The classic of the first ever moonwalk he ever did, and to think that he really didn't even like the performance because he didn't stop on his heels all the way is crazy. But this is definitely a top tier performance. The Jackson 5 medley is great as well, and then going into the Billie Jean is fantastic as well. So I easily got to give this an S tier ranking for the performances. And yeah, so this basically the end of the video of me ranking on some of Michael Jackson's best performances, or grading some of Michael Jackson's best performances. I don't think I put anything English, motherfucker, do you speak it? I don't think I put anything under C tier on this video, which is crazy. Shows Michael Jackson the greatest entertainer of all time. And there's not really any other artist or any person I would actually do a video where I'm ranking their best performances, because most artists nowadays, all the performances are low-key the same, and no one's really doing this crazy stuff like this nowadays. So it's really cool to go back and watch these performances of a time where people actually put like hella craft into the performances, the dancing, the singing, all of it together. And it's really cool to see. Michael Jackson was definitely the greatest. So, and I'm recording this on his birthday, so happy birthday to Michael Jackson. And let me know in the comments what other videos you guys want to see of Michael Jackson content, because I know a lot of my subscribers are Michael Jackson subscribers anyways, and there's a lot of stuff. I have a few ideas, but I don't have a lot of ideas. That's why I've been dropping a lot of videos that are not Michael Jackson, because there's not that many ideas I can do. So if anyone got any crazy ideas, anything out of the box, out of the ordinary, you don't see anyone else doing, let me know, hit me up, and I can definitely get that rolling. But yeah, so that's gonna be the end of this video, y'all. If y'all want to help support the channel and get me to 1K by the end of the year, then please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.